Good morning YouTube. I thought I'd step outside today. It's not raining. It's wonderful. It's not brilliant and it's not that warm, but at least it's not raining. So I worked it out. It is literally 1 calendar month since I planted up some baskets and hanging some pots and hanging baskets, and I thought we'd take a look at them and see how much they've grown in that month despite the cold and the wet weather. They've done remarkably well. So here we've got a nice little display. So this is the Starry Eye Petunia. The one behind is called Cherry Pie, and that one there is called Bee Limey. So they're doing really well. They seem to be settled into their pots nicely. These two are in the tall pots, the long tom pots. They're really for cymbidiums, these pots, but I don't like my cymbidiums in tall pots, so I thought I'd use them for the petunias. And I've got another Cherry Pie here that I got and put in there. I really like them. I think they're good. And then this was just some leftover plants that I potted up in a couple of pots. So we've got the verbena and the petunia, and then this geranium I've had for a couple of years. He just sits there all year round. Looks a bit sad in the winter, but comes back in the summer, so that's good. So down below, I got rid of the antirrhinums, and I did cut back this silver stuff. I was going to get rid of it this year. My husband said, well, why don't you just cut it back and see what happens? So I thought, yep, why not? I can always remove it further down the track and put something else in there. So we'll go with that. I can't remember the name of this stuff. It begins with C. I do know it, but it's left my head right at this moment in time. So we've got the impatience in here, and then this back here is a lovely geranium. I went in the store with my son last week and he said, oh, look at these geraniums, Mum, and they had some really gorgeous new geraniums on the market. Probably New Zealand's usually the last to get these things, but anyway, so they had some gorgeous leaves. You grow them more for their leaves than you do for their flowers. I think they're just plain red flowers, but I thought how lovely that was and how nice and bright it was. So if we go in and look at the hanging baskets, I think they're doing really, really well. They've certainly filled up. There are no gaps now. I mean, when I first done them, they were a bit gappy, and all the plants in them are doing well. I have noticed, and you'll probably see it as well, can you see that this pansy is getting a little fungusy on it? It always does. Pansies get fungusy when it's been damp weather, and believe me, we've had some seriously damp weather here. So I have got some stuff. When I mix it up and do my roses later, I'll give that a spray as well. So this one's doing really, really well. I think it's starting to fill out and look nicely. It won't be long now before I start trimming it and keeping it into shape, and you know, making sure it doesn't get too wild. I don't want them to grow out and be really, really wild. So yeah, I think they're doing all right. And then down below is the little pot. I think these were the ones I actually planted up. No, I did the baskets actually. But as you can see, this diacica at the back is filled out really well. It's looking really nice. And the pansies and the alyssum, and then I've got a trailing, I think that was the trailing, can't remember the name of it right now, petunia, there we go. So that's doing well, so I will keep that trimmed up. I won't let it get too wild. The same with this pot here, and that's just a succulent pot that I had. So coming along to this pot, now this pot hasn't been replanted this year. This is all in here from last autumn. And it's doing remarkably well. This, what I want to call mini petunia, but it's not. It has got another name. I think I did show the name of that in my hanging basket video. So if you want to know the name of that, look at that one. And here we've got some Sweet William, or not diacica, can't remember, dianthus at the back, which is looking really good. And down below I just bought some geraniums and some other little bits and pieces and made up that pot the other day. But this I'm super pleased with, considering you know, that was planted last autumn. It is coming back really, really well. But shortly, soon now, I shall probably have to remove the dianthus and plant something else in there. And it did have some red verbena as well, and that's come back a bit, but it's not come back so well. It's not looking that great, so I will have to pull this pot apart and plant something else in there soon. And then over the other side is exactly the same. They mirror each other. They're both you know, completely the same. And as you can see, this side's doing well as well, and the basket, so they're doing really, really well. Very, very happy with them. Yeah, so I'll go and have a look at the ones out the front now. Actually, before we go out the front, I thought we'd just have a look at the pots that I potted up with some bulbs this year. So in this bulb here, I think this is the tuberosa. No, it's the crinum. Crinum. 3 bulbs in here. That is an extra large lily type flower. I saw Rachel's on Garden at Douentza, and I thought, man, they are so gorgeous. So I got some. I've put them in this pot, and they should grow up. They should grow right up, really tall. So I'm looking forward to seeing those flower. In this pot here, I put the this is the oh, I can't think of the name. Gloriosa lily. So that should come up, and this will be for support. So I can see it's just popping through down there. So I'm looking forward to that growing up as well. And then I've got another pot over here, and this is the tuberosa. So hopefully that'll grow up and do well. I think I've got 3 bulbs in there, so I've got a bit of weed in there that I need to pull out. But here's the bulb coming up here, so I'm very happy about that. And also, as you can see, my lime tree or lime bush is doing exceptional. I have been using these limes because, as some of you may know, I've changed my diet and I'm losing weight. So I use these to flavour my water in that when I'm doing my fasting days. And it works really, really well. So you just leave them on the tree until you want them, and then you pull them off and use them. And then I've got this pelargonium here, which is doing really well as well. Seems to really like that corner. And then the purple vine in the background. And then last patio plant, well, not the last one actually, I've got a mandarin as well, but this is the kaffir lime. So this is what you just pick the leaves off and use in cooking, and it'll flavour your meals with a lime flavour, so that's really good. So here's the mandarin. I don't know if you remember last year, I trimmed it all up from the bottom to make it like a standard, and I think it's pretty successful. It suffered a little bit during the winter, but as you can see, it's starting to grow out really well now. And I see again this year, I've got a couple more flowers on it. So I did have a couple last year, but I see this year I got a few more. So very happy with that. And hopefully I might have a mandarin or 2. I doubt it, but it's a lovely glossy leaf plant and I really, really like it. And I attribute to this the way it's growing and how well it's done, because I do keep it in this pot. I didn't put any fresh soil in with it this year, but I did give it a really good feed with some citrus feed. So I thought while I'm walking past, I'd just show you my black planters. So they're doing okay. They need a bit of a tidy up. I've pulled a few things out, and what I'll do is as things just go over, I shall just pull them out and, you know, like it in the corner there. When I've finished planting around the front and what I've got at the back, I will just infill here with whatever I've got left over. So I had to pull a few things out here. And yeah, but they're doing really well. You know, I just put a bit of fresh soil or compost in there and pot in that, and it does really, really well. So here's the front door. I don't know, I think I did plant these up on video, but as you can see, once again, viola, pansy, it's got some of the powdery mildew on it. But these are going to be swapped out soon anyway. I did put an azalea in the back, so that one's going to come out and go in the garden somewhere, and I will swap these out and I'll put something else in there. Probably the pink impatiens will go in there. And then above, I made up some baskets for out the front. This is the first time I've done baskets out the front. I don't know how successful they're going to be because we don't get a lot of sun at the front of the garden, at the front of the house here. So I'm hoping that these will do all right. So we'll see. So as you can see, I've just put some, you know, foliage stuff there, some verbena, the cherry pie. I picked an aster. I think in the middle I've got a fuchsia. So the fuchsia should do all right out here because it's not, like I say, faux sun, and fuchsias don't mind a bit of shade. And then over the other side, I've just got the same. So the azalea is going to come out and I'll swap this out soon. And this basket is the same as the one on that side, except for it's back to front because the aster's at the front on this one, it's at the back on that one, so I need to swap them around. But anyway, so that's all for now. So I hope you enjoyed the video and seen how quickly things have grown in just 4 weeks or 1 calendar month. And thanks for watching. So please like or dislike and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.